the embodiment of power and attainments. Brahma Kumari Dadi Chandramani shares her experience. I was Mama's assistant when we lived in Kunj Bhavan, which is why I had many opportunities to be in her company and learn from her. I greatly admire every one of Mama's virtues. She was the true yogini. I never saw her while away time in wasteful matters or tasks. To look at the virtues in every soul, neither look nor talk about someone's defects. Relate knowledge to others, guide someone and help make their life, make the young girls fearless and Shakti lioness, and then help them dedicate themselves to Baba. These were the specialities I learned from Mama. Mama showed me how to love the virtues of every sister and brother, whether senior or junior. Specialities. Mama's instructions always had an unlimited connotation. Her motives came from the Adi, original, and Anadi, eternal perspectives. She viewed every matter and person from an unlimited standpoint. My understanding is that Mama's unlimited drishti, attitude, and feelings were the reason she could inculcate so many divine virtues. Being the embodiment of strength, she feared no one. She was constantly stabilized in yoga. Her sense organs were always under control. She gave everyone motherly love. Although she was younger in age, souls older than her called her Mama, and I feel the reason for this was that she will become the future Lakshmi. Aim and qualifications. Several times we asked Mama, Mama, what are you thinking about? Where are you? And Mama would reply, I'm not walking on this earth. I'm walking on the land of Vaikunt, paradise. Occasionally, she shared experiences of visualizing herself as the Empress Sri Lakshmi and Prince Sri Radhe. She had 100% faith in her own future and Baba's elevated versions. She accepted whatever Baba said and became the embodiment. Everything about Mama was powerful, whether it was knowledge, yoga, inculcation, or service. Mama neither was attracted to anyone, nor did she dislike anybody. She belonged to everyone and made everyone belong to her. In this way, Mama was Shakti, a mother, and an extraordinary embodiment of attainments. Gyan Vishwavid Sangeet Sharda Mateshwari. Talking about Mama, Brahma Kumari Dadi Manmohar Indra says, I was hundredfold fortunate that both Baba's and Mama's houses were located close to my own. I often visited Baba's home, even in Lokik days. When Mama visited the yajna for the first time, what was Baba's and Mama's experience on seeing one another? Mama felt that this person is my true spiritual father. Baba too felt this is my heir daughter. This child is master of my physical and subtle treasures. From that day on, Mama continued to progress ahead in knowledge. Mama's form, behavior, thinking, attire, all transformed. The depth of her understanding and interest in yoga increased. Mama was excellent at singing. When a talented person comes to the alokik realm, their talent or art enhances and helps him or her progress. Mama sang beautiful songs to the accompaniment of the harmonium, Indian musical keyboard, where air from pedal-operated bellows causes the reeds to vibrate, as well as the sitar, the musical instrument with long neck and round body, usually 3 to 7 strings and resonator. Mama once wrote a song based on her own experience and sang it to us. She sang well and delighted her listeners. She had written this song in Sindhi language, the translation of which is as follows. Oh friends, what can I tell you, and how shall I describe what I saw on visiting Om Mandali? Friends, how can I express the joy I felt? The spiritual chant of Om over there struck my mind like an arrow and calmed it down. And the accounts of my sorrow have cleared away. Subsequently, Baba penned a song daily. Mama would create a tune and sing it in the gathering. Attracted by the sweetness of the knowledge of the Gita and Mama's songs, the number of people attending the satsang increased day by day. A majority were mothers and young girls. It was then that Baba, the bestower of divine vision, opened up the treasure store of visions. Listening to the chanting of Om, many mothers and Kumaris went into trance and saw many divine scenes. The mothers had visions of playing with Sri Krishna in heaven. Eyes closed, they would still see Sri Krishna. When Sri Krishna walked away, they followed him. Baba realized that the mothers were seeing Sri Krishna in him and were moving to catch hold of him. He then started climbing the stairs to the upstairs room. Despite having their eyes shut, the mothers still followed, or rather ran after Sri Krishna, that is, Brahma Baba, up the stairs. News spread that people get visions of Sri Krishna in Dada Lekhraj satsang. Many more people began to come and the satsang grew in size. Mama's responsibilities increased alongside. Mama chanted Om within the gathering, which is why Baba renamed her Om Radhe from Radhe. When a mother or a Kumari were asked where they were going or for what reason, they would answer, to meet Om Radhe. She teaches us how to chant Om, as well as explain its significance and how we can stabilize ourselves in Om. Baba handed over care of his bungalow and the satsang responsibilities to Om Radhe and went to Kashmir with his family. Whenever Mama attended the satsang, she would do some service and then return to her Lokik home. She never ate prasad or her meals there. She felt that this would create a karmic account. If we don't do service or do less and then eat meals or tolis, etc. from the yajna, this creates a burden. Our job is to do service and not merely come to the gathering to eat and drink. When Baba learned that Mama never ate or drank anything at Om Mandli, he sent her a letter from Kashmir. Daughter, your presence there is itself a great service. Many souls will be served through your mere presence. You should stay and also eat your meals there. From then on, Mama started eating from the yajna as per Baba's directions. She normally would come in the mornings, conduct the satsang, then go home and return in the evenings, and go back home at night. But when she took up residence in the yajna full time, a great deal of self-transformation took place. From Kashmir, Baba would send letters addressed to either Mama, Dadi Kumarka, or Dadi Chandramani. He would write, "This is a letter of knowledge. Read and imbibe the gyan yourself and share it with the gathering too." Mama followed Baba's instructions completely, but some sisters were nervous about sharing gyan. Mama instilled the virtues of perseverance and courage in them and taught them how to give the knowledge to others. Young girls of around the ages of 16, 17, 18 began reading Baba's letters filled with knowledge and sharing with others. Everyone was amazed that these little girls were speaking such great knowledge. In time, Mama accumulated so much spiritual power that wherever she sat at that sandalini, small stool-like table with a white cushion, or stood and gave drishti, souls would sometimes get a vision of Sri Radhe and sometimes Sri Lakshmi. Almighty Shiv Baba had granted visions of Sri Krishna through Brahma in order to clarify to all that the same Brahma will become Sri Krishna and Sri Narayan in the future. Similarly, he gave people visions of Sri Radhe and Sri Lakshmi through Om Radhe to prove that she indeed would become the future goddess. As time went on, Mama's virtues of giving sustenance became apparent. The businessmen of Sindh went abroad on business tours. Their wives were generally left at home alone and so began visiting the satsang. Coming to the gatherings, they gradually became inculcating the knowledge. Their way of living changed, and they became simple and easy-natured. They removed all their jewelry and lived in simplicity. When their husbands returned home, they were bewildered at what had happened to their wives. They were not indulging in vice. They remained quiet and detached. They did not wear any jewelry. The husbands then started to physically abuse their wives. During this period, Mama sustained these Bandeli mothers in bondage, with knowledge and sweet words. She gave them courage and strength so that they slowly filled themselves with spiritual power and were prepared to face and tolerate obstacles. In this manner, Mama's role of sustenance reached its peak. Baba then created a committee consisting of 8 mothers and young Kumaris and dedicated his entire property and his assets to them. Mama's name was the first on the committee. When commotion began against the adoption of celibacy by those who attended the satsang, Baba instructed the mothers and the Kumaris to bring a permission letter of their relatives in Mama's name. And the letter said, I, so-and-so, happily give consent for my daughter to visit Mother Om Radhe of Om Mandali in order to drink the nectar of knowledge and enable others to do the same. Mama was thus the living Mother Durga who strengthened mothers and young girls and heightened their zeal and enthusiasm. When Baba returned from Kashmir, Almighty Baba would speak the Murli and reveal deep secrets of knowledge through Brahma's body. It was clarified that Brahma was the father of the entire human race. He is to become Sri Krishna and then Sri Narayan in the future, and Om Radhe is in fact Jagdamba Saraswati, daughter of Brahma, who in turn will become the future Sri Radhe and Sri Anuradhe, which is Lakshmi. From that point on, Mama's conduct, speech, behavior, thinking, interactions developed in nobility and maturity. I never saw Mama walk along at a fast speed. She always strolled on at ease and in a yogic state. Sitting at home, many people started getting visions of Mama, Baba, and sometimes of Sri Lakshmi and Sri Narayan. Many young children also attended the satsang and began giving speeches on the knowledge. This pleased the audience. Service continued to carry on well. Baba then brought a large bungalows in Karachi and opened Om Nivas. We all started residing in Karachi, where Mama's role of Yajna Mata, mother of the Yajna, began. About 450 dedicated sisters and brothers lived together, with mothers, Kumaris, and Kumars residing in 4 separate buildings. Mama lived with the Kumaris and Baba on his own. We spent our daily schedule from Amrit Vela to night with Mama. All tasks were executed under Mama's supervision. Mama was accurate in everything. Every task she undertook went on systematically. Mama never verbalized any teachings or how to do service. She taught us by doing it herself. For instance, Mama would be the first to sit down to cut vegetables or clean grains, and others followed. She wouldn't call them one by one. I observed that Mama used words very little, but actions more. She performed the tasks practically and taught others the same. What is the yajna? What is the importance of the yajna prasad, Doli? Who is Baba? How great is Baba? What respect should we give him? Mama followed all these rules of conduct herself and then taught us. Mama never considered any of Baba's directions or orders to be ordinary. She thought of Baba's orders as God, the Almighty Baba's orders. Mama never doubted Baba, even in the slightest degree. She always saw the incorporeal Father when she looked at the corporeal Father Brahma. She did precisely what Baba said. Such was Jagdamba Mother's nature of obedience and loyalty. She loved every one of Baba's thoughts. One time, the doctor had declared that Mama needed to undergo a minor operation, failing which her illness would remain uncured. On hearing this, Baba became silent and later on said, Baba is not inspired to go ahead with this operation. And Mama accepted. She never thought that it may be better to have the operation since the doctor had recommended it. I only like whatever Baba likes. Her favorite words were, Hukumi Hukum. The one giving you orders is the one making you move. Whatever Baba, the Huzur, Lord, commands or desires, I will do that alone. All of this belongs to him. Nothing is mine. Baba had only to mention something and Mama would accept it lovingly. There was no questions or doubts. She did not think of anything else. She had immense faith and trust in Baba. Baba too paid equal respect to Mama. If a situation arose in the yajna or a decision had to be made, Baba always told the children, ask Mama. Whatever her thoughts are, only after hearing Mama's advice will I share my own, as she is the mother of the yajna. And so Baba would never do anything without first consulting Mama. As a mother pays attention to every aspect of her child's upbringing, Mama too paid attention to everything possible for the physical, mental, and social progress and well-being of the yajna's children. She solved all problems. She nurtured the children with love and affection. She won over every child's heart, while doing everything as well as going into the depths of knowledge and unveiling its secrets to us. She never made us feel that this was her specialty. She constantly indicated and drew everyone's attention to Shiv Baba. As Mama sustained the children both physically and spiritually, her name came to be Mother of the Yajna, Jagdamba Saraswati. In front of Baba, Mama would smile, bow down her head and say only one thing, Ji Baba, yes Baba, and nothing more. Baba called her Mama as well as daughter. Before Baba's Murli class every day, it was the yajna system for Mama to come 10 minutes early and play the sitar of knowledge, following which Baba would come and play the flute, Murli, of knowledge. Although she was the goddess of knowledge and wisdom, Mama had deep love for her study and would read the Murli thrice during the whole day. She would say, however many times you read the Murli, you will accordingly receive new treasures. Mama's main dharna was introversion. While being amidst others, Mama remained alone. She would be in constant conversation with the Almighty Father. Mama would wake up at 2 a.m. for Amrit Vela meditation, sit on a chair in her room, and remember Baba in solitude. Carrying out her tasks during the day, she still remained intoxicated by churning the knowledge. Mama never wasted her time fooling or joking around or talking about useless matters. She never allowed anyone to be attracted to her own being. She always drew attention to the mother and father. As much as she was sweet-natured, she was equally fearless. Her belief was, when God, the one whom we should fear in our life, now belongs to us, who else are we to fear? Only the one who commits a sin is scared. We perform elevated and true actions and follow God's directions. So why should we be scared? Mama did not have particular likings for certain foods. She never complained or commented about yajna prasad. Whatever she was given, no matter how much or how it was presented, she accepted it respectfully and devout of any desire. Lastly, I would like to describe Mama as a mind of virtues, 16 celestial degrees complete, full of all virtues and the maryadas of the elevated clan. Om Shanti.